This is your old buddy Dolph again, videotaping in Mesa, Arizona. Today is the 13th of June. Today, I'm gonna show you what to do with this skirt steak, also known as fajitas. It's also called a flap steak, but more commonly known as skirt steak, or in Spanish, fajitas. I'll show you how I prepare it. I think it's a good way to do it. You might want to try it yourself. Remember though, after it's cooked, when you go to cut this up, you want to cut against the grain. The grain runs this way, right? So when you cut this up, I think the best way is to cut diagonally in strips so that you end up with meat that's easily edible. If you cut it this way along with the grain, it's going to be stringy. When you put it in your taco or your burrito, when you go to eat it, the meat will just pull right out like this because it's like one long string. So you want to cut it diagonally or against the grain when you finish cooking it. Something else I'd like to show you is today I went to the Mesa Urban Garden. I have a bed there. It's a raised bed, 6 inches high, and I got some nice tomatoes. This plant was there previously. I just went ahead and let it grow. And there's a jalapeno plant and an abandoned plot there. And I went ahead and picked some tomatoes and from my bed and the jalapenos from another bed. I'm gonna make some salsa to go along with these fajitas today. And then I'm gonna wash it all down with a nice local beer, Naughty Pine from Flagstaff, Arizona. Drink local. That's what I always say. Anyway, getting back to the fajitas, get this out of the way so we don't cross-contaminate. And you gotta have a beer while you're cooking. Just be careful, don't cross-contaminate your beer with your raw meat. That would suck. Anyway, you want to clean this up, clean up any extra fat on here. And on the back, what's important to remove is some of this skin, this silver skin back here. Because if you don't, the meat's going to curl up, and it's also going to make it tough when you go to eat it. Remove some more of the fat. That will keep your grill from bursting into flames. You don't want to waste good beer extinguishing flames. It just seems like a can of beer is a good fire extinguisher when you're at the grill. I mean, you usually have some beer nearby when you're grilling anyway, right? So then you can always cook this up, fry it down, render it down, and put it in your dog's food. He'll love you for it, even more. He or she, depending on what you got. We don't give Romeo any because he's a petite little dog, petite little poodle, and it wouldn't be good for him. We don't want him gaining any more weight than he has to. So you want to clean this off, extra fat and the skin, the silver skin that's on the back, so that the meat doesn't curl up on you. Now you see how that's coming off, that silver skin? You want to get as much of it off as you can. And that's kind of cleaned up a little bit there. Trim off a little more of this fat right here. Be careful, don't cut yourself. Alright. Then you get any kind of pan, really. But I like to use a glass pan. I don't like using metal. Sometimes when you marinate meat, if you use a metal pan, you're gonna get some of the oxidation, especially if you're using something with a little bit of acidity. it'll affect the flavor, and plus it's a contaminant, you know, so it's a chemical contaminant. So then what you can do, of course, little S&P, salt. This is kosher salt. Kosher salt will not dissolve when you're cooking meat, like the way the Morton's iodized salt will. That one's better for baking. It blends in better when you're making a batter and stuff. But the kosher salt, it does not dissolve when you're cooking the meat, so it stays intact and transfers that flavor, that good salt flavor, to the meat. Now this black pepper is whole black pepper that I have in here. One of the tips that I picked up from working in different restaurants was with your black pepper is you roast it in a pan. You shake it around and roast it, and it gives more flavor. It was at Zinc Brasserie at Sky Harbor Airport. That's where I picked that up at. And Chef Matt Carter, he cooked at the French Laundry for Thomas Keller. And it's very much French-based cooking, and so that technique is a French cooking technique. You roast your whole black pepper, and it gives it more flavor. So then this is a nice trick part here. I haven't drank out of this beer yet, so this is nice to use right here. Put a little beer on there. The alcohol will help tenderize the meat. And you pour your salsa, any kind of salsa you like, just pour it right on top. You can also use some lemon juice, liquid smoke, Worcester, and as a matter of fact, I'm going to go ahead and put a little Worcester on here. And this is the French, it is Worcester. It doesn't cost quite as much as the original Worcester, but it sure is just as good. Put a little bit of Worcester, and then some nice organic cilantro. Organic from Fry's, right? You can cut it up or chop it up is nicer, of course. You can use a little chiffonade on it. That's where you roll up the herbs and chop them up. They chop up really nice and fine that way, but rustic is fine. I used to love Emeril Lagasse's cooking. Now you know where I pick up some of my techniques from as well, from good old television. And there you go. Let this marinate for at least a half an hour. Overnight's even better. Get your grill going, throw it on the grill. Don't remember to cut against the grain when you cut it up. Put it in a tortilla with some lettuce, some salsa, some avocado, some good local beer. You're good to go. It's a nice summer grill meal to have. Anyway, adios amigos. See you next time.